Automatic testing. The automatic testing tool allows you to automatically test, in development or test environments, different process paths. With this tool, you'll reduce the time and resources dedicated to performing manual tests during the project construction phase. Auto-testing runs pre-recorded scenarios without human intervention, validating that the process flow behaves as desired and identifies undesired effects generated by changes in the construction process. Automated tests are based on scenarios. Each scenario is a recording of a path within the process. To record a scenario, you log into the work portal using the tool and run the necessary process steps. The tool will then replicate the steps automatically afterwards. The recording of a scenario only needs to be done once and can be run as many times as desired. You can also record a scenario from a case created via SOA layer, entering an XML document or XML text. Record a scenario from one that has already been created. Change the users that perform specific activities for allocation testing. Configuring the auto-testing tool. The tool is not integrated into Bizagi. Download it from our website and follow these configuration steps. 1. Unzip the downloaded folder in the location of your preference. 2. Locate the configuration file found in the app folder and open it with a text editor to modify it. 3. Change the configuration of the base URL, location of generated output of scenarios, and database provider to be consistent with the application you wish to test. Creating a scenario. To record a scenario, open the Auto Testing tool and click New Recording. The work portal of the configured application will display. Go through each of the activities entering the necessary information. Once the path has been finished, click the Stop button. A file containing all the information entered will be automatically generated and named in the selected location. We recommend renaming the scenarios to identify them easily. Executing scenarios perform the actual automatic test with the recorded paths of the process. To run a scenario, click the Load Scenario File button. If you want to run a single scenario or load multiple scenarios, if you wish to run a batch scenario contained in a specific folder, browse the desired scenario or folder to test and configure the options for the execution. You may execute the following scenarios. Execution type. Select from repeat or time-based. Repeat executes the scenarios chosen multiple times in sequence. Time-based executes these scenarios for a specific period of time in minutes. Repetitions. It's the number of times the scenario's testing will be repeated. It's displayed when repeat is selected. Running time. It's the time in minutes a scenario is executed. It's displayed when the execution is time-based. Threads. Defines the parallel execution of the scenarios chosen. Continue on error. Defines whether testing should continue when errors are found. We recommend enabling this option when testing multiple scenarios. This way, Bizagi BPMS will continue to test the other scenarios as opposed to stopping the testing completely. Timeout. Enables you to set a time period that extends the customized timeout in asynchronous tasks, allowing a testing scenario to wait longer for a response than in real execution. When the configuration is finished, run the scenario. When the execution is successful, the tool will present a list of the cases created. When the execution is not successful, the tool will display an error. Bizagi BPMS will let you know which user task it last executed successfully, so you can identify the precise failure in the process path. Updating a scenario. Recorded scenarios can be updated to change the users who perform it and test allocation rules, or to enter the dynamic data or data assertions that Bizagi must ignore. To change users or include data assertions, open the tool and load the scenario you want to change. To test allocation rules, the tool presents in the Tasks tab the list of all the manual tasks with the allocated users. Double-click on the users and type the name of the desired user for each one. Keep in mind that if the user selected is not eligible for task assignation, testing will fail. Auto-testing assumes that all the input data and the output data is always exactly the same. When the data changes, for example when using dummies or random rules, automatic testing will fail. Thus, a third tab allows you to select the attributes that Bizagi must ignore. These are called data assertions. Once chosen, Bizagi will know that the input or output for the X path is dynamic and will present no problems. Using the command prompt. Scenarios can also be executed using the command prompt, enabling you to schedule automatic testing and perform it without user intervention. For example, in Windows, you may want to create a .bat file to schedule a Windows task. Execution logs. Logs enabled in the configuration file can be accessed via a defined folder. These logs are plain text files that contain detailed information of the scenario recording and testing. For more information, we recommend you read the tool's documentation.